Welcome everyone, I'm Ian Clunan and we're in the studio with Major League Baseball player and hometown resident Nick Ahmed. Thanks for coming, Nick.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
First question, what was your childhood like growing up?
So, could talk about that for a while, but grew up here in East Longmeadow. Had two brothers. Loved playing sports. Had a very blessed childhood. My parents took great care of us and gave us the opportunity to do whatever we wanted as kids. And I just enjoyed going to school here and being able to play sports with all my buddies growing up. And it was a great town to live in, and I still come back here and live here now. So enjoyed my childhood for sure.
So now growing up, what baseball player did you idolize the most?
So growing up in Massachusetts, I was a huge Red Sox fan. I played shortstop, so Nomar Garciaparra was my favorite player. And then getting to watch the Yankees as well. I didn't root for the Yankees, but I really respected Derek Jeter and his leadership and intangibles and all those things, the way he played the game as well.
When did you first start playing baseball?
I think I first started in first grade, maybe 5 or 6 years old. I played up with my older brother Alex's team. We played at Heritage Park. I remember playing there. Every time I drive by, it just brings back some great memories. So I started young and have played all the way up since.
Did you get competitive like each year?
Yeah, I think everybody who knows me tell you that I'm very competitive, and I think I was born that way. And my brothers and I, we would compete in the basement if we're playing ping pong or anything. So a card game, it's just kind of part of my nature, and it's really helped me in my baseball career.
So now entering high school, you have so many accomplishments throughout all your high school career, from baseball, from basketball. The thing that stood out the most to me was you were named the team captain for both baseball and basketball. What does it say about your consistency as a team leader?
Yeah, I think the personal accolades are cool, but the things that I remember more than anything are the relationships with the guys that I had. And as a captain and a leader and a veteran of sorts, when I was a junior and senior, just getting to give back to the younger kids and really inspire them to kind of get better at their craft and helping them along the way and sharing things I learned. So that's something I try to do to this day now, and just try to be a leader by example first, and help the people around me get better.
What was your favorite high school memory like?
I think maybe winning the Western Mass title for baseball. We had a great team. We had a bunch of guys contribute on that team. 2007, we had a great team all the way through the regular season. It was a bunch of guys I grew up playing with, so we're all buddies, had been playing together for 8-9 years probably, somewhere around there. And it just to celebrate with those guys and enjoy doing something special with a group where you did something more than just yourself was really cool.
When you graduated high school, you chose UConn to go to college. Why did you choose UConn?
For a lot of reasons. Obviously, it's a great school academically, one of the top 20 or 30 public schools in the country, I think. So I got a great education there, but on the baseball side, they're a very good baseball program. They were up and coming when I got there. So for me, I got recruited more as a pitcher than a position player, as a shortstop. So my personality lends itself to being able to play every single day, and I don't like to be a pitcher who would play once a week. So UConn was one of the schools, the very few schools, who gave me the opportunity to do both, pitch and play shortstop. So I jumped at that opportunity and went there and ended up playing shortstop way more than pitching. So
you pitched less at UConn?
Yeah, I think I only threw maybe like 5 or 6 innings my whole career. It wasn't very much, and I played shortstop pretty much every game.
Do you think you can pitch still, in this league?
I mean, we have some guys every year on our team who in blowout games come in and pitch, and hopefully I'll get the chance to do that at some point, but definitely not full-time, no.
So on your teammates on UConn, George Springer and Matt Barnes, to name a few, do you still are in contact with them?
Yeah, I was texting George a bunch throughout the playoff run and trying not to be too much, because I know he was getting slammed, I'm sure, from family and friends, but it was just really cool to see him do what he did this fall and be the MVP of the World Series. And I could tell you stories from college, just sitting in the dorm rooms playing video games and being in the weight room together and things like that. So I'm really happy for him and all the work he's put in, and he really deserves it.
What was your favorite memory for UConn, in college?
So, man, there's so many. I think maybe winning the Clemson Regional my junior year. It was such a cool night. We lost the first game of the regional, so we were playing in the losers bracket, and we had to win every game out. and we ended up beating Clemson on their home field to move on to the Super Regionals. And during the game, we had two of our guys, Springer and Barnes, were drafted in the first round. So just getting to celebrate that win and then the excitement of those two guys getting picked in the first round was a really special night.
So when you were drafted in 2011 by the Braves, how did it feel to get drafted in the league?
It was awesome. It was something I've been working for a really long time. I can't pinpoint exactly when I said, yeah, I want to be drafted or something like that. But from the time I was 5, 6 years old and I started playing, all I ever wanted to do when I grew up was play professional baseball. So dream come true of sorts, and just the opportunity to play professionally and have that dream. And I was actually with my college teammates when I got drafted, so to celebrate with them and a bunch of those guys who ended up getting drafted as well, it was a really fun time.
You got traded from the Braves to the Diamondbacks a couple years after you were drafted. You never really got to play for the Braves.
Yeah.
But you made your debut in 2014. Like, were you nervous, like, for your first game?
Yes.
Like,
yeah. So I got informed that I was going to go up. I was with the AAA team. We were on the road in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We had a night game on Saturday. After the game, my manager was being all weird and it's like, hey, what are you doing tonight? I was like, I don't know, probably having a bite to eat and going to bed. We had a game the next day. He's like, all right, we'll keep your phone on. I was like, all right. So I was kind of suspicious and thought something might be up. And he ended up telling me with a bunch of my teammates there around 11 o'clock at night. So it was a really cool time to share it with those guys. And I tried to get on the phone and call home here to my parents and some people to let them know. And most of them were asleep because of the time difference, so I didn't really get to get a hold of them. But getting to go out, I played my debut in San Diego, and my wife was there. It was really special to have her there. And it was a lot of nerves leading up to it, but once I got out in the field and got the first ball hit to me and had my first at-bat, things kind of settled down a little bit.
And then 2015, you got your first walk-off hit.
Yeah.
Against the Cubs. Like, how did that feel? Like, just like you were on a winning streak and like just the momentum. How'd that feel? Yeah,
that was awesome. Just playing against the Cubs, who were having a good season at the time, and just to beat them. I think it was an extra inning game, maybe the 12th inning or so. Getting that walk-off hit. I think we came from behind twice in that game, and just getting to celebrate with the fans there and the teammates was really cool.
So when you last 2 seasons you've been injured and your playing time has been reduced, how do you rebound from those injuries?
So, a lot of injuries. I've had 3 surgeries and 3 injuries in the last basically 15 months, 16 months. So it's been a challenge physically, mentally as well. But just know that I'm going to come back stronger and better, and taking the adversity as an opportunity to get better, an opportunity to learn more about myself as a person and a player. And just leaning on my family and my faith in these times has been really crucial for me. And just getting to, like I'm saying, getting better as a player. There's been so many opportunities and lessons that I've learned during the injuries, which are going to propel me forward in my career.
So it was tough to sit out in the postseason, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, just sitting watching your players.
Yeah, that was not fun. It was fun to be part of it and be in the dugout and things like that and celebrate with the team. But man, I was wanting to be out there really bad.
Yeah. Switching gears to the off season now, you work out at the AP Academy. How does AP prepare you for the next season? Yeah, so AP is a great place to train for any high school or youth athlete here looking for a place to train. And started out as my buddy Pete Fatsey, who's from Hamden, went to Minnechaug. We played in college together at UConn. And as a professional, he started giving hitting lessons in the off season just to supplement a little bit of money. And he was really good at it. And him and I would sit down and we'd look at video together, we'd study together and try to get better. And when he retired from his playing career, he started AP Academy. It just naturally moved into a place where I could train and come home to in the off season. And he's my off-season hitting coach. I get to work with him every day when I'm hitting, and they have a great strength and conditioning staff and 2 gorgeous facilities. So it's top-notch facility, and I'm really blessed to be able to. Now, do you focus on all aspects, like hitting, the batting, the fielding? Yeah, so it depends on how the season went and things like that. And obviously this year I had some injuries, so every off-season is a little bit different, but we definitely hit every area of baseball and strength training and speed training and work on our defense and our hitting and base running and all the aspects of the game. So we have to get creative inside, obviously, with the weather in the winter, and we have some good spaces to do that with turf. And
things like that. So we do get creative, but we get all aspects of training in for sure.
So how many times do you think you go there a week? What's your hours?
Yeah, I'm usually there 5 days a week. At this point of the off season, I'm not doing hitting and throwing and defense, all that kind of stuff every day. So all 5 of those days I'm doing weight training and strength and conditioning and things like that. And then probably 2 or 3 days a week at this point I'm doing some hitting and baseball training.
So how would you describe your work ethic?
I give it everything I've got. I know that God's blessed me with a lot of talent, and I want to make Him proud with that. I know I've only got one chance to do this thing, and obviously you can't go back at it when you're 40 and try to start over. So I still have a bunch of good years left physically, and I want to maximize my ability and my potential, and I just give it everything I've got every day.
So what's your goal for next year? What's your one goal?
Yeah, number one, I want to stay on the field. I want to stay healthy. Last year were 2 freak injuries, getting hit by pitches and breaking bones. I couldn't have avoided those, I don't think, if I did anything differently. So just want to stay healthy. I want to do everything I can to prepare my body to be out on the field, and I just want to get better every day. My brother Mike always talks about 1%, just getting 1% better each and every day. So I think if I focused on the daily, the present moment, and just getting that a little bit better every day, it's going to multiply, and I'm going to have a great season.
All right, thanks for coming by, Nick. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
very
me.
much.
Thank you.
All right.